people. Go. Go. Go live. Do it. Go live. It looks like you're already streaming very good at YouTube. Yes, we are. Here we go. Let's go. Come on, people. There we go. Yay! Hey. Is my mic working? Mic check, check. Check it out. Yes, good. Excellent. Is my camera working today? Holy guacamole. It looks like everything actually might just be working today. Knock on wood. Hello, how are we today, people? My goodness, what a bumpy past few weeks we've had. I don't know, those of you who follow me every week, you will know that every week something goes crazy. Last week, my flipping computer didn't even work. I was drawing with an art diary. It was going old school. I had the old pencil going and I was yeah, anyway, let's not talk about that. Moving forward, let's do some cartooning today. Because that is actually what we're here for, isn't it? Yes, indeedly. So let's just jump straight into it. I don't know what you feel like drawing today, but personally, I want to design some stuff because, I think what I've been up to is I've been sort of thinking about this is something kind of cute and easy to draw. That's not really my style. I like actually designing stuff and I don't really care if it looks good or not. Exactly the same as you lovely people. We just enjoy drawing, right? So let's hop to it. Okie dokie, let's go. So today, what I want to do is do something a little bit dark, a little bit gritty, because I know a lot of you lovely people who do jump on here every week, you're slightly older, you're you're not 6, you're not 5, some of you may be, and that's cool, but a lot of my regular followers are 10 years old, 12 years old, which means that not only do you have are you better at drawing a lot of the time than I've been doing, but also you kind of like something a bit, let's say, a bit more edgy. So let's do it together. Today, I'm going to ask you a question. What would you bring with yourself in the apocalypse? Okay? So we're going to think about all the things that you're going to need to survive and we're going to draw them together. All right? So in the apocalypse, what are you going to bring? Are you going to bring food? Let's take some notes down. We got food, maybe. Are you going to bring, obviously water. Does food count as, well, we'll just write it down anyway. So, but apart from water, right? You can go, yeah, water, but it's are you going to carry it? How are you going to carry it around? Is it going to be in a bottle? Are you going to have a canteen? Are you going to have like a camelback? That thing that you if you walk around and it's actually a kind of pouch that you can drink out of, right? While you're fighting stuff. What else are we going to be using or taking with ourselves in the apocalypse, people? So we got food, water. Now, come on, let's have some fun. Let's get to the weapons, all right? I know that we actually want to do it. Yo, forgot what we're doing live today. That's because I didn't tell ya, making it up as I go along. But today, you are in the apocalypse and you are going to draw all of the kit that you need to survive. Okay, and it's going to be up to you. Are there zombies in your apocalypse? Maybe there are undead bears. Maybe there's nothing. And there's absolutely all you have to do is survive. It's like an endless camping trip. What sort of things are you going to bring along with you to survive in the apocalypse? I'm going food and water for the basics, all right? So just take some notes because hopefully you'll have a few bits of paper, right? Let's go weapons. Yes. What sort of weapons are you going to take? If you are going to go against, you know what? Let's think. We're going to go enemies over here. And this is called a mind map, okay? We're going to think of all these different types of like things on a certain subject. Enemies. What's in your apocalypse? Are there vampires? Because if you're going to fight vampires, the weapons that you're going to need for that are going to be like, I'd say, a stake, like a wooden stake, garlic around your neck, etc., etc., etc. Silver bullets, I forget. Are they for werewolves or do they work against vampires as well? So we got weapons, enemies. What sort of enemies? If we're going against zombies, okay, you might want to, you might want different sorts of weapons to go up against zombies, right? Shoddy, something like that. Or bow and arrow is a cool one. Or crossbow. Now, if you don't want to have weapons and fight stuff, that's totally fine. Like I said before, it can be like an extended camping trip. So you might need things to make fire. You might need binoculars. What I want you to do is have a think of all the stuff you're going to need in the apocalypse. So let's get started. All right? We've already gotten started, but let's start drawing because that's why we're here. I'm going to do just a really rough version of what I might look like. So I'm going to draw a circle for my head. I'm going to draw a bit of a rectangle for my body and 2 legs. Do that right now. And it's that simple, people. These are our construction lines. We don't use them for that long, but they're a really good way to sort of plan your picture out, right? If you are holding, let's say, a shotgun or something like that, you might want to hold it in front of you. Look at this, and then like your hands out like that, or what are your arms doing in this picture? Maybe if you have a bow and arrow, it's going to look something like that. And then your hand can be up there. But you know what? Let's hold off on the hands. Let's just get the basics down. What are you going to have in the apocalypse? I'm going to start drawing what I will have in the apocalypse. And you can draw your own version. I'd love to see what you're up to. Here, I'm just going to do some basics for eyes. I am going to have night vision goggles. Yes. I'm going to do I'm just going to do them rough for now, and then we're going to ink them in a bit. And I think night vision goggles, they don't kind of go like glasses like that. They actually sort of have this strap. So if you're like rolling or crawling through the bushes or whatever, then it's not going to come off your head. Do I need a helmet? Nah, I don't think I want a helmet in the apocalypse. Just not cool enough. You know what I have? A bandana. A bandana's pretty cool because that sort of shows everybody that you're like a bit of a hardcore person. You're like pretty cool. And you know what? I'm going to make it long enough so that it like flows in the breeze. Cool. What else? Do we use a mask in the apocalypse? Maybe. You know what? I'm going to put my mask around my neck. How's that? There. And that can also be like a little bandana. There we go. See that? And then you can have something sticking out of your mouth if you like to chew a toothpick or something like that. Now, there we go. That's pretty cool. All right. We've got the basics of my head. Now, what about my body? I mentioned a camelback before. I kind of like that idea. I think I'm going to keep my water on me. And then if I go and if I need to go and get some loot, like to an old abandoned convenience store or something like that, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pour Gatorade into my drinking bottle, like into my backpack. Not all the time. I do like water. Gatorade, I couldn't drink it all of the time. But what I'm going to do is before that, I'm going to build this up, right? I'm going to put this little camelback underneath. And I'm going to put some straps on it, right? Because straps always look cool, like extra stuff always looks cool. And then I'm going to have, so that it's my camelback, I think they sort of have it there, right? They have this little thing, so I'm going to have this little kind of loop going up and like sticking on my shoulder pad. See that? And I'll just maybe I'll even zoom in a little bit and just so we can have a look at what I'm looking like there. Cool. So I'm going to, like, lots of different straps and stuff like that are always really cool. And then this one on me, I'm going to have as an ammo belt, right? But it's not just for, like, you know, bullets and things like that. I kind of like it. You know, Star Wars, how Chewbacca has, like, those, they look kind of like cassettes, you know? In one is, like, food. You know, you could have some bullets in some. You could have some flares, stuff like that. And at the moment, I'm just sketching it really light, okay? So that we kind of know what we're going to be, like, getting ourselves into, and then we're going to ink it in a minute. But I'm happy with this so far. Anything on my back? Yeah, probably. I'll put that on at the end, okay? Because I want to do my arms and I don't want, you know, I want to build it up as we go. So I think I'll put my backpack on at the end. But what are my arms doing? Let's just, like, zoom out again for a second here. Just make that a bit smaller so we can all see what my character's looking like. What do you reckon, people? I reckon maybe let's get some weapons in here. Yeah, but I want to be cool, okay? I want to get, like, some cool weapons in here. So maybe what I'll do is, instead of going, hi, I've got, like, some guns and stuff like that, I'm going to, like, put it on my shoulder. Like, when you walk around, you know, I think I've got a bit of, like, style in this. So I'm going to put my arm there. That joint can be the elbow. I'm going to have my hand a bit lower. So if I was, I'll show you my full screen view. Here we go. If I was like this, all right? If I was carrying something on my shoulder, it'd look like this. If you got a big gun or something like that, or something big and heavy like a crossbow, I'm going to be walking around like this going, yeah. It's going to look better than if I'm like, oh, come on, guys, let's go survive the apocalypse. No. Yeah, okay, let's do this. Okay, so my character right now is going to have exactly that on his shoulder. And like I said, I'm going to have a crossbow. So I'm going to have the handle sticking up. I think there's like a trigger on a crossbow too. And then I'm going to have that bit there and that bit there. Looks kind of like a pickaxe from Minecraft, yes. And I can also decide if my thing is loaded. If it's loaded, the string's going to go like that. If it's not, it's just going to go like that. You know what? I think I'm going to make it loaded because that looks kind of cool. All right? And then just, I don't know, I think up here we can have something. So I'm going to make it look like I have like a super extra long, like, what would that be called? Arrow in my crossbow. Cool. And last but not least, what do we got in my other hand? I don't know. And then, you know what? I'm going to be leaning on something, okay? So those legs, I'm going to, like, put one out like that and put one down like that. Yeah, that makes me look a lot more casual. And I'll put an arm there. And in the chat, you can maybe let me know what I should be leaning on. Maybe I've got a vehicle of some sort, okay? So this one, no, don't need that leg and don't need that straight leg. They're going to go like that. And I'll give myself some, like, oh, what are they called? What are those pants called? Camo pants. What are they? Camo pants? Cargo pants. Cargo pants. And I'm going to give myself some big boots as well. Okay, cool. I've roughed this out. Maybe you've been drawing along with me right now, but if you haven't, don't even worry, because check this out. You can start right now. If you've been lazy and you've just been watching me and not actually doing this right now, pick up your pencil or pick up your pen and let's do this together, people. Because what I would like to do is, I'm going to start with my head just so you sort of, you know, we know what I'm going to be looking like in this. All right, let's make that nice and big. Make sure we're drawing in the right layer because I make that mistake every week. Oh, by the way, happy 10 episodes. This is like the 10th episode I've done this, and we're slowly getting better. All right, I'm going to start with the eyes. And I might make this a little bit lighter for you lovely people, because you've been watching this whole thing anyway. So I might just like tone it down so it looks like I'm drawing, you know, like a fresh one. Because otherwise it's going to get like way too scribbly. So the light, it'll be really light, the bit that I'm drawing over, okay? But I will leave a bit of it there so you can tell that, you know, I still am sketching over it. Okay, cool. Then I'll lock that layer. I'm going to get my brush and let's draw some cartoons. Okay? That's super light. I can hardly see it. All right, so I'm going to have my eyes sort of, I'm kind of cool in this, right? I'm kind of a cool character. And I got my, oh, do I want something like an eye patch? You could. I'm not going to, but feel free to steal my ideas. And I kind of like the fact that the apocalypse is going on, right? Oh, my character doesn't have a mustache. That's okay. It's my game character, okay? And if you want your character to look kind of like cool and cocky, put one eyebrow up and the other down, like that. See that? Kind of makes it look like, you know, your character's a bit too cool for school. And then I'm going to maybe put my ear there and then put behind my ear the strap for my night vision goggles. And see how we're going to add more and more details on as we go here. So night vision goggles, if you've seen Jurassic Park, then there's like that set that the kids put on when they're in the car. And if you've seen Ghostbusters, like, you know those, what are they called? Like the things that they use to like look at ghosts. He puts them on when they're going to bust Slimer. Look at that. I'm going to actually see how they're not the same. It kind of makes them look cool. Might put some like little buttons and things on there. You don't have to have night vision goggles. You might want something else on your head. You might want nothing on your head. Maybe you're like, yeah, super basic. And then under that, you know what? I'm going to give myself a bit of hair. Maybe, yeah, sticking up like my style. And then I'm going to have the bandana there. Looks like a ponytail, but it will look like a bandana now. And I'm going to, because it's the apocalypse, I'm going to like keep it so my bandana's all sort of like torn up and just flapping in the wind. You know, maybe it's like a flag that I've captured or something. And then this, you know, kind of like some people draw the Ninja Turtles. We can have that sort of like a long one. I think that's kind of cool. And then this can be my bandana, and it can be like over the top of that, and then like a bit more hair there. Yeah, that's all right. Don't mind it. Now, what else has my character got? I think my character can do, just because he's a bit of a cool dude, I think maybe a bit of war paint could be cool, right? So I actually really like face painting. I do it in real life. So if I do that and that way when we color it in, look, I'll show you right now. What color? It's got to be red, right? Well, either red or, that's not going to be a very good camouflage, but let's just pretend zombies are colorblind, okay? In this little instance. Cool, and got a bit of hair there. My character's sort of like, you know, maybe he's a teenager or something. I'm going to put a long neck. If you just have your character starting there, you know, it looks like they're big and bulky. But if you give your character a long neck, and check it out, that's not even the bottom of the neck. I'm going to give him that bandana that we were talking about. Look at that. That's pretty cool. And that sort of, it's not a long one, this one. It's just kind of a kerchief, I think they call it. There's a little like kerchief hanging down. And look at this. You can do like all these little lines on your on this bandana, something like that. So it's sort of hanging down. Okay. Now, how How are we going? Is there anything else I need here? Maybe like a bit of dirt and like grit on my neck or something. So it's like, maybe I've been changing. If I've got like a tank or something like that, maybe I've like been, working with the oil on my tank or something like this. Put a bit of hair back there too. Cool beans. I'm liking it. I'm liking my character so far. Now, can you see I've sort of like, I've moved up a bit, but that's okay. You know what I might do actually is like, just sort of like, yeah, there we go. That's okay. I'm going to have as well, I'm going to rip my sleeves. So it sort of makes it look a bit more like, I don't know, Mad Max, or like, like some sort of apocalyptic thing if your clothing's a bit torn. And you know who draws really good ripped clothing? If you ever watch Dragon Ball, or if you ever read the Dragon Ball comics, and if you don't, you should, because they're like, the art in them is amazing. They draw really good ripped clothing in that, and they do like these bits that sort of hang off. See that? So it's not just like a hole like that. They'll make actually a tear and then make it look like, oh, so it sort of tells a story, It's like something's actually bitten a hole in it and like torn that down. Toriyama draws really good ripped clothing. Anyway, moving on. I'm going to do, what am I going to do now? I'm going to do let's like do a bit of that Chewbacca bandolier belt. And I'm going to make it a bit 3D by sticking some stuff on top of it. I might even do something like make something bigger than the actual belt. And I'm going to make it look like it's sort of like stuck on the belt. This can be like a flare, or like a dum-dum, I think they call it. That's like what you call one of those big bullets that explode on impact. Yeah. Cool. And so like you can rip off that flare and then chuck it and like distract somebody, or, distract something. I'm going to put, I don't know, let's put some, I drew some like little packages there maybe. And it's kind of like, it gives the audience something to look at. If you have like all of these different types of things that are stuck on, right? It's like we like to look at details. Humans really like to look at like the different types of details that we have. So now that I've drawn that, I'm going to draw under it, right? That vest that I talked about. I'm going to have it going like this, and then I'm going to have like little clips. So it looks like, sort of like, let's go. And you know what? I think in these, so far, I've been like coloring them in. I don't think I'm going to color it in today. I might do, if people ask me, I might paint it later and just post a speed paint so that you can watch it happening. That might be a better idea. Mightn't it? Now, this is a vest, so it's going to come over the top of my ripped clothes, but that ripped bit can still sort of like stick out over it. Again, just makes it look a bit more 3D. Now, again, do I want some little pockets to keep my stuff in? Maybe. And then on this side, I'm going to rip my sleeves on there too. And I'm not going to, this one I'm going to show the inside, right? So my arm's going to come out of there. See this? Can you see that? So there, but this one, I'm not. Okay, because if I did both of them, it's going to look like both of my arms are coming towards you and you can see up into my armpits. But if I leave that one like that, it kind of looks like my body has turned a bit. So you can see, into one of my sleeves, and the other one, look, you can't. So that's a good way to show that your thing is 3D, because we don't really like symmetrical things when we're drawing this sort of thing. And instead of drawing the base of the arm there, I'm going to skip straight to the forearm so that I know. That looks a bit weird, doesn't it? I should do the arm before that. I'm just going to like jig that sleeve a little bit, because what I think needs to happen is the mistake I just made then was I started drawing the sleeve first, and if I draw the sleeve like that, then I've got to make the arm do stuff to do with the sleeve. However, what we want to do is have the arm tell the sleeve what to do instead. So let's draw the arm and work out where my hand is going to be. And then after that, then we can draw the sleeve. So, because the arm is obviously more important than the sleeve. So then that way, like I said, we can oh, am I muscly? Yeah, I'm muscly. And I'll do my bicep there, that bit there, that bit there. Oh, it's taking a little bit of working, this on. It's not going to be the best, but you know what? I'm not very good at anatomy. And you know what? Don't care. I can study. I can get better at it. If I look up some really good artists and the way that they treat anatomy, anatomy is like your body, like how your body looks, then I will get better. But right now, I'm not even worried about it. I'm just enjoying drawing this. Now, what do we think? Do we think this arm looks a bit bare right now? I do. So what's something that you could add to your arm? If you were in the zombie apocalypse or any type of apocalypse, ladies and gentlemen, what are you going to have on your arms? Oh, cool. Look at that. This is actually my dive watch. Can you see? A lot of kids that I work with ask me about this. That is so that I don't smash it into stuff when I'm underwater and diving and like fighting lobsters and fish and stuff like that. And this also tells me how deep I've gone and how long I've been holding my breath for too. So I think I want to take this into the apocalypse with me. That'll be on my left hand. And on my other arm, what should I put? What will you put? More like it. Are you going to wrap your arm in like maybe you got a bandage, maybe something scratched you? Or are you going to have like maybe a leather thing? So it's like so you can actually like defend yourself with it. Like if maybe a zombie is going to bite you, you can stick your arm there and it's going to bite onto the leather and it's not going to turn you into a zombie. These are the sorts of stories we want to tell while we're drawing, right? That's my left arm, right? Okay, so I'm going to put my watch there, and I don't wear it like that. I can, but, I'll just like kind of show people that I've got a watch on there, and then they can, guess that. I'll have these little... Oh, you know what? I think squares are kind of cooler, like in the apocalypse, than circles. Circles are a bit sort of soft. And I might wrap my arm up as well in... just going crisscross like that. See that? And it looks like my arm's been wrapped up. Let's now have a closer look at all of this. See how we're going with our apocalyptic character. And I'm going to move this over here so we can get some of that weapon in. Yeah. And I'm going to have a cup of tea because it's my show. I can do what I want. Yes! All right, let's draw some weapon. Now, what am I doing? I'm holding it. Can you be holding the trigger if you've got something on your shoulder? I'm not sure. I'm going to cheat it. Cheating's a really fun thing to do. It's like, if you want to call me out on it, fine. I don't even mind. There, I've got my finger on it. The trigger can be sort of like, I don't know, back there. And then I'm going to have the handle. Can be like a kind of a, what's that thing called? Like a hockey stick handle. And that can even be wrapped up. Look at that. And you know what I might do on this as well? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. What am I keeping score for? What have I been hitting with my crossbow? Who knows? But again, gives you like a kind of a bit of the story of it. Now, I should, right about now, be actually referencing what a crossbow looks like. Because I'm pretty sure they don't look like whatever I'm drawing. But again, I'm just making this up as I go along. So if I was to go and look at reference material right now, you lovely people might get a bit bored. So instead, I'm just guessing. And there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're taking a bit more time with your picture, I highly recommend going and looking for some source material. Again, looks like the pickaxe from Minecraft. But that's cool. Kids love a pickaxe. So if that was curving, it would go down that way, wouldn't it? Okay? So, oop, that wasn't quite right. Let's try that again. Oh yeah. We can tell that's a crossbow, right? Especially if we draw this like little, like that bit of, what is it? Not string, wire? Is it wire? I think crossbows have a wire. Again, look, I need it to go from there to there. There we go. Cool. And then on the end of it, we can have like, oops, we'll just like do that bit of, what was I talking about? A giant, it's like a harpoon, because I'm a spearfisher. For those of you that know me, I just mentioned it then because of my watch, but I go spearfishing, and so when I get fish, it's sort of like I use this big kind of harpoony thing. So I am going to take that into the apocalypse with me. Boom. And then from this, yeah, we can have the end of an arrow looking like that. That's not what my spear looks like though. I'm going to have like an end that's pointed like that. And then this thing here is called a flopper. And what happens is it means that when it sticks into a fish, it doesn't come off again. So let's have, oh yeah, that looks kind of cool. And people, even if they don't know what that is, it kind of, it makes you start to imagine stuff about this picture as well. Okay. Oh yeah, and I said that I might have like a little toothpick sticking out of my mouth there. I can have like, yeah, that's all right. Now, are there any other colors I want in this thing right now? I could start coloring it a little bit. I think what's been happening is I've been going a bit crazy with the colors too early. So let's just like color a bit of my hair so you know what colored hair I've got, because I'm a ginger. Do my eyebrows too. All right. And I'm going to give myself a matching red bandana. Already that kind of looks a bit cooler than if it was just black and white. Cool beans. Moving on. If you are still with us, happy joy. And if you're not and you're going to watch this later, that is totally cool, because I think, yeah, I might actually do a speed paint of this later, because I'm making it nice and like detailed. So could be a good thing to do. Let's just get rid of that head altogether. I think we can focus on the body for a bit now. Okay, let's go. I am leaning on something. I have my arm's going to be a bit foreshortened. What have I got in this hand? I have no idea. I've got like my rip sleeve can be there a bit. I'll just zap that out there. There we go. Cool. Yeah, that works. I don't even need anything in this hand, do I? Well, let's have a bit, like, let's have some sustenance. Let's have it, it's like snack time or something like that. No? Maybe I'll come back to that. Let's work out what's on my arm first. I'm going to have like, you know what? I'm going to have a bit more war paint on myself. kind of like that. And then I'll have like, and you can show it's sort of paint by like having these sort of splatters and stuff like this. So it's like, maybe I was like at an apocalypse party and like everyone was just painting each other. Cool. Somebody painted a sun on my elbow. Thank you. And, you know, little splats of stuff here and there. That'll work. What's in my hand? Oh. My hand's obviously going down because I got it there. What if I have a pet of some sort? All right. Let's have, what sort of pet would I have? I'm lost. I'm just totally making this up as I go along. Snake? Yeah, alright, whatever. Nah, it's gonna be something cute. Alright, let's have something really cute, okay, so that the audience says, what the heck? Let's have, in this apocalypse, my best friend who rides with me in my tank is a guinea pig, right? Or a little hamster, and it can have like a cute little name or something. Its name's like Nibbles, and like Nibbles rides up front, and it's sort of like, you know, it's sort of cartoony, but it's also like pretty smart. So like Nibbles can like help work the controls, or like if Nibbles sees that there's something ahead, it's like squeaks to me and I'm like, right, Nibbles, get the guns. Snails. Oh, snails for a pet. Nice. All right, there we go. We got some activity on the chat. All right, sweet. So apparently I've got to have some snails in this. All right, here we go. So there we go. I'm a friend of like all the animals. Annyeong! We got some snails there. We got like one. It's like a happy little snail. I love it. What are we thinking about the snail right now? Just chilling on my shoulder. So I've got a guinea pig. I've got a snail. I'm starting to look a bit less hardcore now, aren't I? I'm sort of like a friend of the animals. Now I'm gonna just zap this around my my body there. And you know what? Even this thing, it's a bit ripped. So let's like sort of rip the bottom of it a bit, rip the sides. And I'm going to have like a round, oh yeah, you know what we can have on that is like a little bomb, so like an explosive of some sort. Good suggestion. All right, there we go. I got a grenade just in case I need to blow anything up. And I kind of like the look of a cross, so we're just going to like strap some stuff onto me there. And, ooh, I almost forgot my little camelback thing, so that can go behind my little guinea pig. I've got that up there, and I'm going to loop it all the way around to, I guess, the bottom of the camelback has got to be in the lowest part, right? Because that's where gravity's going to take the water. So that can go on my vest, and that's going to like match up right there. So even if it's going behind something, we don't forget about the things that we've already drawn. There you go. There's my vest. That thing hooks onto there. And then I can just do the rest behind it there. Boom. And I'm not even going to worry about drawing that ripped up here. Because what happened? Maybe the entire sleeve got taken off. And there's a story probably to that too. Okay, I'm going to give myself another pocket because why not? And you can decorate it. Maybe I've got like star on my pocket, or maybe you've got like some sort of logo if you've got your own logo. Now currently I've got a vest on, which is my camelback, but what have I got under that? Is that if it's a bare chest, you can like, you know, just make it look like you got muscles there. But I might have like something like a singlet, you know, there. And it's a bit torn too. And then there's the bottom of the singlet there. So if this singlet was, for example, let's go dark green color. because it's like, it can be like an army kind of color. Look, there. So you can tell that that's the actual singlet that I'm wearing. See that? And then let's get my neck bandana the same color as well. Bop, bop, bop. Cool. Yeah, so you can see we're starting to get a bit of a color scheme going, and we do like to reuse colors in this. So, you know, maybe we got the sun. Is that a bit too much red? Maybe. So I'm going to grab some of the same orange as my hair and, like, you know, get some like colors on that there as well. So you can tell that that's like sort of tattooing that I've got, but it's like body paint tattoos. Okay, cool. Anything else that we've missed out up here? Oh, that's my shoulder. It's looking a bit, you know, you can just do some like little lines and stuff here and there if you like. In the animation studio where I used to work, we call them like fly specks. It's like a little fly's been walking on your picture a bit. But it kind of just gives a bit more movement to it. And it's a happy guinea pig. Spike, Nibbles, whatever its name is. All right, so moving down. Let's have a quick look at this all together because some of you may have just joined us. Let's have a look at what the character is looking like so far. And then I'll turn off the guide layer as well. So you can kind of have a look. Look at that. There. So that's the top of my body. And I'm looking all right. I'm looking a bit, you know, apocalyptic. What sort of color? If I had my skin, what sort of color would I do that? Maybe, I don't know. Skin's always a really hard one to pick. I'm going to do it like super light, but kind of orangey and kind of tan, I guess. Like, I don't know. Whatever. Here, we're just like, I'm just going to do it and see what happens. What about if my skin's like, is that going to work? No, it looks dumb. What about, bear with me for a second. I just want to I want to choose the right color so that if you glance at it, you sort of know like what's skin and what's clothes, if that makes sense. Because otherwise, you know, people are going to look at it and kind of not know what they're looking at. Oh, there you go. Dark. All right. So there's my skin there, there's my skin there, there's my skin there, there's my skin there. Can you kind of see how it's a bit kind of easier to like pick what's what in the picture now, I think. Cool beans. Ooh, we've been going for a while. Let's have a look. All right, I'm going to see if I can like kind of speed this up a bit now. Hopefully my little my window hasn't paused at the moment. Can you see that? It's weird. There you go. Cool. I'm just going to grab these two layers, make it a bit bigger, and maybe next time we'll draw the vehicle. For this time, I'm just going to draw myself leaning on something. Okay. I hope that's okay with you. Please forgive me. Or if you want to draw something else next week, just let me know. Go, no, don't draw a vehicle, do something else. Let me know that too. All right, so here are our camo pants, and we're not going to just draw them straight. I kind of want to draw this like pocket hanging off. And so see that? It looks like there's something in it now, right? And so it's a bit more 3D. And I'm going to tuck my legs into my boots. So I'm going to make it look like that so that when I draw my boots, can you see suddenly it looks like these pants have been tucked in there? And then, oh, how's that going to look? Like that? Something like that. Yeah, okay. They're huge boots. Maybe that's a bit big. And then, again, I'm going to have like straps on my boots. And do you have something hidden there? Maybe you need a weapon. You're going to have a knife in the back hidden so that if anybody captures me, like, you know, other survivors or something like that, I'm going to go, put your hands up, give me your weapons. I go, okay, I put my hands up, and then I sneakily grab that one from behind me. Kapow! And I've got like tread under my boots there. Boom. Boom. And they can have some like cool designs on them too. Yeah, cool. We're getting to the end of it. I might put a belt under there. Clickety clack. And the belt's got like these little holes. And you can sort of have it there. And then just to make sure you know that like it's the same pair of pants, we've got like the matching bit of, what do you call that thing? That little purse bag satchel thing, whatever that's called. Then at the moment, I think I've drawn, yeah, that'll work. It's not perfect, but you know what? I'm not the world's greatest drawer. I just enjoy doing it. So, you can see that like one leg kind of, it looks like I'm dancing almost at the moment. What I would want to do is make this boot there, because that's on the ground, the same level as this boot. So I'm going to cheat it right now and just go like this. And I'll move that one up there. And then, you know, make it like slightly smaller in the background. Get off my stupid computer. Stop. No, Windows. I don't want you to open anything for me. No, I'm quite happy with my service. Thank you. If that's the worst thing that's gone wrong this week, I think we're doing just fine. Yeah, cool. All right, come on, boot. Get back to where I originally wanted you. And put it like that. Good enough. Now, it kind of looks like I could be leaning on something. Do you have like camouflage on your pants? So maybe you're like really good at hiding somewhere. See that? Just like do some splotches and blotches there. Some can be behind each other as well. I'm going to join my shadows up there. And then let's have a look at the whole thing and see how it looks. Bip. Blippity blip. So you can see my construction lines, which are super rough. But then when I get rid of them, yeah, cool. All right, I don't mind this. Obviously, not my greatest picture that I've ever drawn, but I had no idea I'd be drawing it today. So we just make it up as I go along. So if there was like something there, can you see how like if this was a tank track, could go like that, and the wheels could be like there, and then you've got that sort of like tanky track bit like that, and you know you could have a light, and then you can have like the big like gun barrel or something like that. It could be, you know, behind, maybe even behind me like that. See that? And now all of a sudden it doesn't look like I'm dancing. It looks like I'm actually leaning on a flippin' tank. Yeah, cool. So that's what that one looks like. Yeah. Cool beans. What did you draw today? Did you draw something similar to me? Did you decide that you would actually take some different things into battle with you? Are you not battling at all? Maybe it was camping. Maybe you sort of brought like different sorts of equipment and stuff like that when you were camping to go along and have a pretty good time. Because I think a lot of people really like apocalypse movies, because this is my theory. Let me know if you think I'm wrong. But I think everybody sort of likes to think that they'd be the one who'd survive and do really well in the apocalypse. Am I wrong about that? Or is everybody kind of like, yeah, everybody else is like, you know, they're going to have big problems, but me, I'd be able to get through it. So I think that's kind of like, you know, the apocalypse is kind of like a nice excuse for like, you know, it's a bit of a fantasy to go, yeah, you know, it'd be like an awesome camping trip, and myself and my friends would get to do whatever we want, and everyone else would just, you know, perish terribly. Or maybe you can like go and help everyone out. You'd be like an awesome like team leader or something like that. Yeah, but you can kind of see where this picture is going at the moment. And yeah, let me know if you want to see this colored, or if we're happy to put a pin in this and then move on. Should we continue with an apocalypse theme for next time? Or shall we start off with something else? Until then, what have we been going? Oof, we've been going for 50 minutes on this one. I did not see that one coming. But that's totes cool. I love it when people hang out with me and, you know, sit through the entire thing at the moment. I might just flip over and say a bit of a goodbye to you lovely people. Now, I'm G-Man. You're awesome. I'm going to be uploading more skits that we've been doing with our kids at Ush recently. They're super funny. I think the kids are super talented. So keep 2 eyes out for that in the next couple of days on Ush TV. And last but not least, we are also selling Flickman bubble packs. If you love gigantic bubbles and you would like to get enough to make 10 litres of the biggest bubbles in the world for free, if you live in New South Wales, simply jump onto Ush TV. That's www.oosh.tv. Look for this logo there. And until next time, I will see you then. Peace out, people. Bye-bye.